Good morning and welcome back. So this week I've been working a lot on the clearing. Burn season's coming to a close real fast, and so basically everything else has been put on hold for the next 7 to 14 days to do nothing but pick up sticks, clear, burn, get rid of everything that I don't want and is potential fire hazard just sitting around like kindling on the floor. So I'm gonna pick all that stuff up, clean it up, and in the process, I'm cleaning up the edges of the driveway, which opens it up, limbing up the trees behind me, and creating a view of the gold ditch, which is really important to me. It's such a beautiful zone. There's ferns and all kinds of springs and things happening down there, big trees just jutting out of it, and I want to showcase it. So you're coming down the driveway and you can see this beautiful element to the property off to the left. I'm all about landscaping. I love the process of landscaping. That's why I wanted to develop land in the first place. I didn't want someone else's idea. I wanted my idea, and I wanted to live there. And so that's the biggest objective for me, is to clear out this area so that it looks the way I want it to look as best as I can in the short period of time that I had to clear this place. So this is a good example. This whole area, anything that you see here, formerly looked like that. Just dense cedars that were never going to amount to anything. And I'm cutting them down like weeds, literally, and just trying to burn them all before it's too late for the year. So opening it up, getting rid of all the pecker poles, and allowing you to see this unbelievably beautiful gorge that's down here. This is where they would hydraulically mine. They would shoot jets of water up and wash down the dirt looking for gold. And ultimately it left this big, beautiful gulch. But none of it was really visible. I mean, you had to bushwhack just to come over here and look at how cool this edge was. You know, this sort of cliff that's been created with all the ferns and rad trees down here. So this is what I've been up to the past few days, just creating this sort of rim trail that runs along the edge of my road that I made. Super cool. Picture a bridge running across, and maybe some platforms for a zip line. Look at this tree. This cedar is such a trip. It's got all these rad angles. Isn't that cool? So the project has just been opening up the space. This is my last chance to do it. I can build the deck all summer long, as far as I'm concerned, but this I can only do for the next week or two. And the following week, I've got the tool shed coming and the studio kitchen coming. So there's a lot happening, and this is sort of my last chance to do any clearing that I need to take care of. Formerly, everything was bush, cedars, but now you can see through the trees, which was really important to me. And this is going to be an ongoing process for years, I'm sure, but the more I do it, the more satisfied I am. I can actually see the property now. I'm not getting poked in the eye with sticks and branches. Just every day it gets better and better. Thus, I've collected quite a few of these pecker poles, I'm calling them, and I found the best way. These all had tree, attached to them, but I would just lay the tree part the foliage down into the fire, it burns away, and I'm left with this nice straight pole. I imagine these are going to come in handy for some structures later down the road. handrails, roofing, whatever the case may be. So that's the name of the game today, clearing pecker poles. Yep. Just raking up endless amounts of sticks and leaves. Trying to clean up the place. That's wild rose bush. That's what that is. No way. How cool is that? Oh, it's starting to bloom. Oh, that's awesome. I was gonna cut that thing down. Oh, so this whole tree gets wrapped up with a wild rose bush. I think we're done. So this stuff is a great example of the riffraff that I'm trying to get rid of. Pecker poles. Gotta go. And just like that, you can see that beautiful tree. Take the tip, put it on the fire. Let that roast away. So by getting rid of all the pecker poles, we're not only clearing it out so we can see the beautiful trees and the nice view, but also it brings light to the forest floor. And that's gonna help all of that life start to bounce back. It's been covered in sticks and leaves and all kinds of other things for years and years and years. And so I'm pulling all that back, allowing light to hit the floor. And next winter, when it gets lots of rain and spring will come, and all of this is just gonna be vibrantly green, even more so than it is now. So the routine this week is simple. I just make some boards. When my arms start to hurt, I go do other things. And then I come back and make more boards. And then I do other things.
So admittedly, milling these boards is a lot of work, and I've got to take breaks in between. But the Grandberg, it just wouldn't be possible without it. My best point of advice, though, is to do it downhill. Pushing uphill is twice as much work. But putting these planks down, I'll tell you what, is the most satisfying feeling.
So satisfying. Coming along. Next step is going to be to figure out, I'm going to have to add some joists this direction. I was going to put the hot tub in here, but it doesn't make sense to have a joist on the outside. So I'm just going to complete this deck this direction. I'd like to keep the planks going the same way, ideally. Started getting a little hot upstairs, so thought I'd come work on my art piece down here. I'm just gonna plant ferns and local grass and maybe some orchids, get some moss, more rocks. Try to make this no different than its surroundings, you know? Found this great spot here with all these nice healthy ferns. They're young and easy to dig up. A little further up there's some grasses and mosses and things that I'm gonna grab.
I have to admit, it's crossed my mind at one point to go to the nursery and purchase things, which inevitably I'm gonna have to, you know, if I want an apple tree or a cherry tree or, you know, whatever. So, but then I started thinking, why wouldn't I just repurpose? I have more plants and trees than I know what to do with, and just move them around. Get rid of the ones that I don't need on these areas that are likely going to become trails anyway, and just really transplant. Seems like the name of the game. I think. So there's $30, and there's another $30. You know. And
yeah. Okay. Let's hit that with some potting soil. Yeah. We'll open her up. Pop her in. Yeah, a little potting soil. Is that straight? I don't even know where I want it. Probably right up front. Keep this all from falling down.
like I was saying earlier, you know, I love the landscaping aspect, and I imagine I'll continue to do it everywhere. This transplanting, you know, relocating of mosses and various decomposition, along with life, along with these ferns and the grasses and orchids, you know, just really moving things around to best suit what I think is going to look nice as I continue to terraform this place. So, you know, making a roundabout doesn't just have to be a roundabout. You can have a nice decorative center in the middle that was totally free, did not cost a dime, and is going to look beautiful. In 5 years, I imagine this whole thing is going to completely fill in with more greenery, mosses, and little local flowers and that kind of thing. So super excited about it, and more excited about doing more of this in the future. It's really the fun part for me.
I'd say that looks pretty cool. Needs a little touch-up work. Got this maple tree put in. That should look cool. Yeah. Pretty happy with that. Maybe just surround it with a perimeter of rocks and, you know, let nature do the rest.
It's been all fun and games the past 12, 13 weeks. Setting up the place, making trails, terraforming, dreaming. But it's time to get serious about the actual home site. And the first step is putting in a septic. or at least having a septic evaluation. So soon we're having 3 septic test pits dug and a tool shed installed so that I can lock up my things safely. Hope you enjoyed watching this one, and until next week.